Welcome, gentlemen, to the Loose Dads podcast.
Hello, this is Loose Dads. It's another episode of four blokes sitting around having a chat and generally just, we call it chewing the fat, don't we? That's what it would say in the write-up in the Radio Times. If we ever got in the Radio Times, it would say, four guys take a sideways look at the news and chew the fat. And that is what we have listed. Hello to Connor, who says, evening, fellas, already. Because we live stream this, by the way. You might be getting this off Spotify or Apple Podcasts or the googly one. And you might be going, what? How could they get messages? This isn't live. Well, it is on a Tuesday night, 8:30. We live stream on like the Dadsnet channels and our Loose Dads podcast group and all of that. So make sure you join in one time. I should introduce you to the panel for tonight. And this is the week where we celebrated Yorkshire Day. I'm sure you all celebrated Yorkshire Day in your own particular ways.
Oh, yeah.
Hooray! Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Didn't forget that momentous occasion.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what I did today.
I mean, we're recording this on Yorkshire Boxing Day, so still some of the excitement to be had. I will introduce the panel because of this in terms of the Yorkshire place that they would be. Now, Jack, you are a man who prides himself on his culinary talents. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I'm a great chef.
Okay. Well, you would be Great Fry Up then, which is a place up in the Yorkshire Moors, not too far from Whitby.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to think my skills are a bit more than that.
Okay, well, we'll see. We've also got Sparky here. Now, Sparky, you had an upset stomach a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
If you like. Yes, I did. Are we sharing that still?
Apparently so, yeah. Well, then you'd be Slack Bottom, which is near Hebden Bridge.
Oh, and it was ever so slack, to be fair.
and you should be glad that I went for that one because there's a place called Liversidge near called Littletown, and I was going to go for that, and I decided against it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
And Brad, given what Brad tried to do hours after a vasectomy, he'd be that famous Castleford landmark, Ticklecock Bridge.
Yes!
Had to be Brad.
Yeah. Oh, well, hold on, though, Jim. For those that have only recently joined the podcast listenership, why don't you explain the story since you brought it up?
Okay, I will do. Brad had a vasectomy, and Brad decided that despite the massive amount of doctors' advice saying, please do not use your weapon for a little bit. Brad, unsurprisingly, if you've heard this podcast at all, thought he knew better than the doctors. He gave it a little Ticklecock Bridge. And would you like to explain the pain?
I didn't cross over. I did not cross over that bridge. That's for sure. I don't think there are real words to describe the pain and the agony. But I guess having your balls squeezed through the eye of a needle would probably be about right.
Oh.
The same thing's happening when you first told the story. I'm getting a stomachache like someone smashed me in the balls. I don't know why, Brad.
No, I haven't brought this to the news, but earlier on I watched a video of said they cut their own testicles, and
what
the whole
video was
I
you
watched
watching?
about 30 seconds of the video. Like an interview with somebody cut their balls off. But I got about 30 seconds into the video, and it was too painful physically for me to watch.
Okay.
So
so
I never to the bottom of it.
This is the best start to a Loose Dads episode ever.
Well, there we go. Anyway, moving on. I'd be the tiny village of Friendly near Halifax. That's where I would be.
Rightly
Yes,
so, Jim.
nice.
Rightly
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as a collective, you lot would all be whores. Hawes, it's a place in the Yorkshire Dales. Hawes, Haws. It's where the Wensleydale Creamery is. I just think of lovely things. I think of you.
Right,
You're
okay,
Hawes,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, nice, nice.
Should we play a game?
There's
Let's
a
play
fly
a game.
buzzing around me.
Let's play a game.
Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
No, hold on. Say it again.
Let's play a game. Is that not happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's game time!
It's time to play a game. This is what we do. Every week we get together.
And
Yeah.
so my signal is a little bit out. So when you say let's play a game, I may be a little late, and I may your sentence because I didn't realise you'd started.
Isn't technology great, guys?
Anyway, we're doing it. We're here. We're all alive, I think. People are saying Lancashire is better than Yorkshire. Connor, you're wrong. Absolutely. Let's move on. Should we get on with the game? We'll do this thing. So what we do, play a game. It's a game that we've invented, a game that we've stolen, a game that we used to play, a game that we've played for the last few weeks. And that's the case with this one. What we're doing is we are playing Parenting Would You Rather. I ask a would you rather question to do with parenting, and the panel suggest their answers. So would you rather never have to wash up again or never have to do the laundry again? What would you rather do? Never have to wash up again, never have to do the laundry again. Brad, what's it for you?
Never have to do the laundry again because since we had the renovations, I'm not sure if you guys remember this. I had some renovations.
Really? You've had renovations?
Yeah. We got a dishwasher, and that completely killed all arguments about washing up. And now it's just all about the laundry. And if I never have to do laundry again in my life, I'm more than happy for that.
Yeah, it's the worst when you've got kids as well. And kids wear... How do kids wear about 15 outfits in a day?
And then also on the flip of that, they'll wear one pair of items for like 25 consecutive days, even though you're like, I think you need to change out of that. It's time to change out. And they're like, nah. It's growing into your skin. It's becoming one with you. I think you need to change.
As I say, we're away at the moment, and so we're living out of a suitcase. And the kids are just going up and helping themselves to change of clothes. They'll get out of their swimsuits, go up and put completely fresh clothes on. I'm like, guys, you're going to use them all up.
Go easy, yeah. There's no washing machine here. Chill out.
Well, my parents took away our kids last week for a few days, and we FaceTimed them 2 days.
Like social services.
Yeah, they did. They made that decision. They pulled the kids away.
It took them away.
Yeah, we rid ourselves of the kids. And 2 days into it, we FaceTimed them, and my daughter was walking around in the middle of the day in one of her pajama tops. And I was like, have you run out of clothes this quickly? I'm sure I supervised the packing.
She's conned nanny. Like, oh no, I wear this this is what I wear, nanny. Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay, if you sure.
But you know what it's like though. Also, like the grandparents are so chilled about everything. They wouldn't care if your kid didn't brush their teeth until 7 p.m. and only went to bed at God knows what time, ate sweets for breakfast, because they get that joy of just palming them back off onto us, you know?
It's your problem.
And then we have to deal with that. Yeah, then we have to try and rein that all back in.
Yeah, we've dealt with the exhaustion the last few days. We really have. So Sparky, so you'd never have to do the washing up, or you never have to do the laundry again. Which one is it?
Yeah, I think it would have to be laundry, because it's like I don't mind doing the laundry, but it's definitely not as enjoyable as doing the washing up. Like if you've got to do one of them, sometimes like, if you can be in the kitchen, get 15 minutes quiet doing the washing up on your own, you know, whack a podcast on, get the music on, like that's good. But the laundry can catch you off guard. Is exactly what you said. Like if it's a load with all of Jackson's stuff in, like you can fit a lot of children's clothes in one load, which takes ages to put on the airer. Whereas like if it's just a load of mine and SJ's clothes, you can hang it out in 2 minutes. And it's like, guess what one I always volunteer by mistake to, no, it's
But also, like you say, like you're saying though, what about like if you're one of those people that are like really stringent and strict about, oh no, got to make sure we're only putting 100% cottons into this wash, and we're putting up the synthetics here. Like I've got like, I don't think I actually genuinely understand 99% of the options on my washing machine.
Oh no, it's like hieroglyphics, isn't it? It doesn't make sense to us.
I just go for the
Our
one that
washing
I'm
machine's
accustomed
Bluetooth.
to. What? Oh, you got a smart one.
But I don't know how, what, or why. Like, all I know
But
is
it
that you
sounds
can
good.
connect to it.
Yeah, got a Bluetooth washing machine. I don't know, but it's Bluetooth.
So what that is, it's just handy that like when you're on the train coming back in from somewhere, that you could start your washing machine without any clothes in it.
Useful.
I don't know. But
Just to warm it up a little bit. Let it get it going. See how it goes.
Yeah.
Nice.
But like Connor's saying, you only need to know like 3 settings max on your washing machine. It's spin, rinse, and then what the main load is, which doesn't
wash.
30 degrees. Like,
Wash.
do it. Like, I love it. It's one of my favorite stand-up gags. But does anybody pre-wash their wash? Like what does that do? It's like, before I wash these clothes, I better give them a little pre-wash. Like, what the hell does that even mean?
There we go. Lee does my two modes: quick wash, normal wash. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's how Jack likes it in the sack too.
Quick and normal.
Quick and normal.
Or, as Connor says, mixed and what was the other one?
And spin. Oh, you like spinning. Huh?
Mixed and spin.
The extra spin though is a brilliant life hack. Like, always do an extra spin before you take it out.
We're talking about the washing again now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's putting his washing on for a cycle and a spin. Someone's doing all right in a cost of living crisis, aren't they?
10-minute spin, Jim. 10-minute spin, and think of the money I'm saving by not having to put it in a tumble dryer. You're welcome. I still love this planet.
Would you rather be trapped in a room with a teething baby or a moody teenager? Teething baby, moody teenager.
Ooh.
Jack, which one are you going for?
So I guess a moody teenager would just sit on their phone and not interact with you, and you don't have to do anything. Whereas a teething baby, you are powerless to do anything. You might rub something on their gums or give them something, but you just feel like this guilt that you can't get your baby out of their pain. Whereas with a moody teenager, you can just sort of go, fuck them.
Yeah, if I was going to be in with the teething baby, I would need like a lifetime supply of Ambisol liquid in there. That was I own part of the Ambisol company, I think now, after how much we paid for that liquid during our kids' teething, which seemed to last. I mean, they're 5 and 8 now, so 13 years in total, basically.
What's that, Jim? We didn't come across Ambisol. What's that?
Oh, it's like just some liquid you put on it. It just numbs their gums a little bit.
Jim,
Like
are you
baby
thinking of
Bonjela?
Anusol?
No, that is something very different.
Just don't put that on your mouth.
Wrong end.
Dadsnet do not support putting Anusol on your baby's gums.
Just make that clear.
Yeah, please. If you're short-sighted, ask the chemist. Ask the chemist. They will do it for you. Don't risk it. Right, Brad, moody teen, teething baby.
Oh gosh, I would probably go for the teething baby.
Crazy.
No, well, the thing is, like, teething. Like, we never really had much of an issue with the boys and teething. They weren't like really moody or anything like that. So I didn't really get the horrible end of that whole experience. But like, we're kind of going in with like Logan and sort of like the beginning of teenage years. And I thought when he was a baby, he was less of a dick.
Right, okay.
So I would probably go with the baby, because at least, you know what, I could probably get the baby to sleep for a good few hours, whereas the moody teenager I've got to try and converse with at some point. And
But do you? Do you?
Yeah, because at some point he's going to say, I'm hungry. And you're going to say, what you feel like? I don't know. Well, why don't you know? I'm just hungry. No.
Well, just go help yourself to something out of the fridge.
You're
Like
trapped
Jim,
in a room.
how?
Yeah, you're trapped in a room, dude.
Well, I'm
it's a
assuming this
kitchen,
room has
fine.
everything you need.
Well, I don't know. I've not thought that far into it.
And how long are you trapped for?
6 years.
Oh, whoa.
No,
Okay.
let's say 2 days. Like,
Yeah,
Oh
I'm still
no,
going Moody thing.
Moody team then, because at least they could probably crap in their hands and throw it out the window.
yeah, you'll get some sleep as well, won't you? Because like I imagine the moody teen will sleep for a while.
Yeah,
the teething baby probably won't.
But could you imagine being stuck in a room with baby crap and you can't escape? No.
You
I
see,
know, but what a sentence! I didn't think I'd hear. At least the teen can crap in their hands and throw it out.
Yeah, I say, wow.
We
Kids
really
these
do
days.
cover a lot. We do cover a lot in this podcast.
See, with me, I just think I might go for the baby because although my kid's teething was absolutely horrendous, it's the fear of the unknown. I don't know if the teenage years are going to be worse. Right? My kids have got a lot better and they're a lot more fun now, but they're still quite a way off teenage years. So I don't know. At least I know where I am with a teething baby crying in a corner, but at least I know where I am.
Very true.
And last one, quick one, this one. Would you rather your partner kicked you in the crotch once or your kids had 10 shots each? Easier for Sparky. He's only got one, so he's only getting 10 kicks. The rest of us are getting 20.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting them without request at the moment because Jackson's got to the age where it's like, oh yeah, there's a crutch, daddy's crutch, let's jump on it. Oh, so I mean, yeah, I guess through default, through no choice of my own, I'm getting about 10 kicks to the crutch from my son at the moment. Luckily, he's only 2. He's not got the velocity I think SJ could have when I wind her up.
Yeah, now I've got 2 kids, and so that's suddenly 20 shots to the crotch. I think I'd go for just the one from Danny.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, she's a
you're in her
strong
good books.
woman.
Because it's been her
strong
birthday
woman.
this week, and you've looked after her. Is that why you think she'll do a delicate one at this point of the month?
Yeah, maybe. But she is quite competitive, so I don't know if that would play into it.
Okay.
Yeah, what you don't know, she's been down at the gym, with that whole ball that bangs on
Leg press. Oh.
So she comes up, dude, she's wounding up.
Bam, take this.
So then, Brad, what are you going for? The one from your partner, 10 from your kids?
Going for my kids, dude. Going for my kids because you know what? I've spent a good few years. I'm accustomed to that level of pain. I've built up the resilience. I think, I'm there and I'm pretty confident in what's going to be coming my way.
Good news. I am concerned because my son's just completed his first year of being in a football team, and he has got a lot better at kicking over that last year. So I might just go for the single shot and then have it done with, gone, and then finish up. So there's the definitive answer about being.
I don't think it made me finish up.
Well,
Brad maybe, but
it'd be like when Brad tried to, yeah.
Well, if I ever suffer immense impact to the balls, I will give it a go just for this podcast and let you know.
Just for science.
For science, yeah.
Record it for TikTok as well. That'd be great. This is Loose Dads from Dad's Nets. We're going to look inside the news. Up next.
Trying to get the right amount of vitamins into our kids can be a struggle, right?
I mean, what is it? Like, the kids, all they ever want to eat is like just beige this, beige that. If I have to see another chicken nugget and chips in my life.
That's the nutrients.
Yeah, exactly.
Nutritious.
Exactly.
That's, honestly, and the nutrition that you accompany that beigeness with always gets thrown on the floor. Like if Jackson throws another piece of broccoli on the floor, I don't know how many times I've cooked a full plate of peas just for them to be poured into the bin. It's impossible to get vitamins inside him.
Well, that's where Nature's Aid mini drops come in. They're suitable from 0 all the way to 5 years old. They're the fuss-free way to give your child a helping hand. And all you have to do is drop a few drops of it into whatever food or drink they're having. So, no artificial colours, there's no added sugar, they're lactose and gluten-free, everything.
What? So you can just chuck it in beans, like beans on toast.
Whatever. Beans on toast, bit of spaghetti bolognese.
All right, well, so solve it for me though. How do I drop it on to chicken nuggets and chips? Because you can. That's all. You just put it on.
Yeah, you just drop it on.
Just drop it on.
I bet they dip it in ketchup, don't they?
What? No. You could just
Drop it into the ketchup, couldn't you?
Good.
Give it a little mix up,
Spot
or the
on.
mayonnaise,
Spot on.
whatever they're dipping it in.
Drop it into the condiment.
Yeah, you drop it into anything.
Nice.
It's that easy.
What you saying? You saying it complements condiments with vitamins? Oh yes, and it's easy. This works for me.
There's a tagline, Nature's Aid, if you haven't got one yet. But I'm going to sign off with their actual one. Helping your little ones thrive with mini drops from Nature's Aid.
It's Loose Dads from Dad's Net. It's four blokes having a chat and that. And we're on Patreon because we want you to help us make this podcast keep going. Because we have amazing, amazing listeners and now viewers, because we live stream this, as I say, 8:30 on a Tuesday night. And we want to keep doing this because we really like it. It's good. It kind of keeps us out of our other halves' hairs for a while. And you know, it's a winner all round, basically. So if you're interested in helping us out, there's loads of great rewards that you could get for being a patron. The address that you need to go to is patreon.com/loosedads. That's patreon.com/loosedads. And if people listen now, if they go and sign up, won't they get to see my geek chat that I was involved with last week?
I was gonna say last week was an epic one because Jim joined us.
Because usually it's just Jack and Brad doing the geek chat extra special episode just for patrons, but I got to join in the party because I'm a cool geek as well.
Hey,
And you got to see me absolutely obliterate Metallica Master of Puppets on the acoustic guitar.
No, you smashed it, mate. You smashed it.
Nice.
It's well worth watching just for that. But also, if you're a Stranger Things fan, go and have a look because we had a chat about the latest series. There are many, many spoilers. So if you've not seen the end of it, just hang off until you finished it and then come and join in the conversation. Let us know what you think about that. This is Loose Dads. I think it's about time we looked inside the news. It has come home. It has come home. It has come home. Football is on the sofa with its feet up and is very happy to be back. And yes, the England women's football team won the European Championships 2022. They beat the Germans 2-1 in extra time. It didn't quite go to penalties. So there's a difference between men's and women's football completely straight away. And it was amazing. It was great. I mean, I know Brad and Jack, you're not football guys, are you? You're not really.
I watched.
Not really.
You watched. Brad.
hey, very patriotic of you, Brad.
It's only because like this past weekend we went up to stay with our friends up near Manchester, and there was a Man City versus Liverpool game on that we ended up going into like a fancy pub, and because they're major fans, so we sat there and we watched it with, and I was kind of like, yeah, okay, it's okay. I mean, it's not like something I'll be dropping now every weekend to make sure I'm watching a footy game, but then we got home on Sunday and we're like, oh, the Lionesses are playing the final. Should we give it a watch? And we tuned in and we watched it.
And what a game to choose to watch as well. Exciting game. 2-1.
Belter of a game. It was really good game.
I was quite surprised. I was quite surprised how more physical it appears to be for the women than the men, as in like hitting each other, tripping each other, and like.
You mean, Brad, they're better at taking a 50-50 ball situation than some of the divers we've got in men's football, mean?
The one, I mean, like they header. I mean, do they ever do anything other than header? But then I realized they can't really do the whole chest catch thing, can they? Because, well, that would be quite painful. You know, the whole... So I was like, yeah, because then they're all doing this and doing that and doing this. So, but no, you know what? It was actually enjoyable, especially when it got to like the second bit of extra time at the end. just before penalties, and we just clopped it in there, and that was brilliant.
Mate,
Brilliant.
that was magical because, that time, as Jim's already mentioned, we were thinking, oh no, here we go. Not
penalties. Yeah.
Not penalties to Germany again. But yeah, can I just say what an absolute joy it was to watch England in a final that we won.
Because even though the men's team have got better recently and done well, or at least performed better in tournaments recently, still not looked like winning that, even when they were leading in the Euros final last time round. But this was one where they have absolutely bossed it all the way through the tournament, and it's been great. Jack, have you been tempted to watch at all? Have you been taken up by the hype?
No.
Not very patriotic, Jack. Come on.
For me, the big news in the sports world is still the Kevin Durant trade request. Will he get the trade before the start of training camp or not?
Anyway, Sparky, back to you.
Well, let's just say it. I'm feeling a little bit more United Kingdom patriotic today than Jack.
Yeah, look at you. He's the traitor. We'll send him to South Africa.
I saw someone say, and we can get into some of the divisiveness of this here. But I saw someone say, but why does it still feel different than if the men had won?
I have got that exact quote here. Why doesn't it feel as special as if the men's team won? Genuine question.
Yeah. And I forgot where I was going with that.
Oh, sorry. I just jumped in and basically repeated what you said. But yeah, I'd noticed that. It was on one of the Dadsnet forums, wasn't it? And this bloke just said basically, yeah, it's great, but I just don't feel as excited. And I think the answer is because you weren't invested in it. I mean, for a lot of people in this country and a lot of people, who are fans of football in general, they got well into this tournament. And for a lot of England fans who were really into it, they would absolutely have been, the same reaction as this bloke would have had if the men's team had won it. But yeah, I guess that you can't make everyone feel compelled to like it. And even if they're a football fan, they don't have to like it. But a lot of people have had a very closed-minded attitude towards women's football. Whereas actually, I've watched the last couple of tournaments. I don't watch a lot of international women's football, but I don't watch a lot of international men's football, to be honest. And the last two tournaments have been genuinely exciting, really, really interesting. And England have done well, which always really helps, I think.
Yeah, which is what we want. But then the only question I'd ask back to that is, does it feel not as good if, like say the Commonwealth Games is on at the moment? I'm loving watching the Commonwealth Games. Like if a woman won the 100-meter sprint and a bloke won a 100-meter sprint, like I'd still be. But then
I think going back to Jim's point, nobody's watching the 100-meter sprint normally, are they? Like not nobody, but most people are like, tuning in every Saturday. I don't know when they even do 100-meter sprints.
Yeah,
but they're not tuning in once a week to watch that. So yeah, it's all of it's new. I can honestly say that for me, this was just as special as if the men had won it.
Yeah,
as in I wouldn't have watched that either.
I think
England winning. Right, that's what matters.
I think it's down to popularity, and I think it's down to what people are familiar with. Historically, men have dominated since the beginning of time. Let's be, on football, like some, on TV and whatnot, and everyone's grown up with their favorite teams and their favorite male players, and they obviously feel a little bit more of a connection to that. But this was a damn big win, and I think they did bloody well.
And I think hopefully what it will come out of it is to show these people who, and a lot of people will have made a decision not to get involved with it because of the gender of the players. They're like, well, I don't like women's football. But if you don't watch it, you don't know. Hopefully this will now tell them, actually, there is something really good about it. And, the level of football is going to be different. There were 50 years where it was banned for women to play football professionally, which is just ludicrous when you think about it. But yeah, if the only thing you're thinking is, oh, it's women's football, I don't want to watch it, then do watch it. Have a look at it. Because the Premier League is different from Serie A It's different from
Yeah.
League One, and it's different from the Major League Soccer in America. All of these things are different. It's just another different type of football. It's the same game. It's slightly different, but it's actually really exciting.
Jim said a curse word.
What did I say?
You said soccer.
But it's called Major League Soccer.
I know. Quick question though, Jack. Just because I know you love NBA. Do you ever watch is there like a women's league for NBA and
the WNBA?
Yeah. And do you which one do you prefer traditionally? Is it the NBA?
I'm not invested in the WNBA. Like I don't know the players
because you don't feel attached to it, right? I suppose because
but also it doesn't have the same coverage. I know maybe 2 or 3 players, but it doesn't have the same coverage. And I saw a stat actually that said, so LeBron James, like one of the most famous players in the world.
Yeah.
His exactly. His salary for this year alone is $37 million. The entire WNBA's salary combined this year was $17 million.
Wow.
I thought it was a really interesting stat.
That's
crazy. But I mean, that comes down to sponsorship and all of those things.
Yeah,
it's not the same investment. And it's the same. It's like now for me, it's like I don't know a lot of the footballers that won it for us. Like I'm not invested in women's football, but it's England winning. It's like when we won the Rugby World Cup, like when Martin Johnson and Johnny Wilkinson. Like I don't know the first thing about rugby, but I was proud when England won the rugby. Like that's my level of investment in it. I'm like, yes, our country has won something.
I do want to say that even though I don't follow the WNBA, they have a much closer tie-in with the NBA, and I think they do it really well. Like they'll have WNBA players at All-Star weekends, involved in events, stuff like that. They will have quite a lot of cross-promotion between the two, and even the NBA games on Xbox and PlayStation now have WNBA teams on them as well. So they really are trying to make a push for that there, and I think that could be replicated here. Why not?
Yeah, it could be. Hopefully, just the act of doing really well will help do that. We had this comment earlier on when it first went live, because the title is "Women's Football is Better Than Men's." Controversial. It said women's football literally lose to 15-year-old boys. It's from David, which is an interesting comment. That's one game 5 years ago. A friendly game before a tournament where the US national women's team played against like the academy for some team in Texas and lost. That doesn't necessarily mean all 15-year-old boys will beat all women footballers. That means it happened once.
But also the thing to remember though is like genetically there's the difference between men and women in athleticism. Naturally, men would be higher performing, more endurance. I'm just saying, I'm not blanketing everyone, but I'm just saying generally. So you can understand where even if they were 15 years old, that they probably are in their physique and whatnot in a better place than the women who are working their asses off to be the best they can be anyway.
However, the England women's team would 100% beat the team I support.
I'd love Jill Scott's to see Jill Scott's reaction to you saying what just happened there, because she's the one that, if you can't lip read, I can tell you what she said very clearly.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, dude. Yeah,
got clattered by one of the German midfielders.
Dark Knight says we have the match on. We don't have the match on anytime it's in the house because when my wife watches it, we lose. So we show our support by not having it on. Clever. I like the way you do that.
That's my great nan used to walk out of the room whenever England were playing because she was convinced that they would lose if she was in the room. So she'd go into the kitchen and just ask for updates. Have they scored?
Did someone send them a telegram going, "She's out of the room. You can play now. Come on." Right, Sparky, have you got a news story?
Yeah, I do, guys. My news story is, I don't know if you've seen it, one of the most awkward things to happen this week. Brad, now you're an international rock star on our Patreon. You might find yourself in a similar situation. But did you see the viral video of Noel Gallagher on holiday, sitting in a restaurant when Wonderwall comes on? and the whole restaurant starts singing along to his song. And let's just say he's not best pleased about it.
No, he wasn't, was he?
I haven't seen that.
I've not seen this at all.
It's so awkward. It's like, because, you know, and that's the hard thing about being a cool rock star like that. Like, just join in, Noel. Like, you'll make these people's lives if you just got up and started fully belting it out with them. But it's just like, it's going to stop in a minute. It's definitely going to stop.
Do you think he felt as awkward as when you're at like a restaurant and all of a sudden the waiters come out with a dessert with them? Happy birthday. And you're sitting there whilst everyone else around is looking at you, singing happy birthday. And you're like...
I never thought about that, Brad. He looks like an annoyed teenager who's been trapped in the room with you for 2 days. When TGI Fridays come out and sing him happy birthday.
Bursted song. Yeah.
There's a restaurant in Finsbury Park. It's called La Porchetta, and they do that every time they do that happy birthday thing. But they come and all the waiters bang the trays with the spoons and stuff. And sometimes you could be there Friday, Saturday night, and they'll do it 4 or 5 times. And I'm starting to think after the second or third, people are going, say it's your birthday so we get them to do the thing.
Get a free dessert, yeah. I mean, but like, what are you guys like? Are you like that table, like a few tables away where you're like, and you join in as well? Or are you just kind of like, for fuck's sake, can you guys just hurry up? I'm trying to enjoy my food.
Like the first time I might be enthusiastic about it, but like Jim said, by the 7th time in the evening.
By the 7th time, you're like, for God's sake, just give me the bill so I can get out of here.
What happened 9 months ago? Something must have happened.
Anybody else in his birthday, just so we can get all the songs out together, so we can just do it all at once, please. Can we just finish? But yeah, go and watch that video if you want a cheeky smile this week. Is watch the video of Noel dying inside, mate. But that's the cost of fame and being one of the biggest sing-along bands of the 90s.
I think you hit the nail on the head, though. It's when you set yourself up to be cool or right about everything. Those two things, you can only fall down. It's like the Donald Trump thing. You know, he just set himself up. He has to always be right. And so when he's so obviously proved wrong, he just squirms and squirms his way and makes a worse lie about it. And you just think, just laugh it off. Just go, I was wrong. And if you know Gallagher, just go, it's my song. Okay,
all right, guys.
I don't think Noel Gallagher's ever laughed.
No, I don't think he has. No.
He does look rather upset with life.
I interviewed him once. He did not laugh for the whole time I interviewed him. And I tried.
And you used to be a comedian.
I was going to say, even with all those Gary Delaney jokes you were dropping in as well, man. I mean,
bad news for Gary Delaney. Noel Gallagher doesn't like your jokes. Jack, what's your news story today?
Okay, so I might start mine with a bit of trivia. No, I won't. I'll start with a headline and then I'll do. Okay. Last week, a woman was attacked by a shark off the coast of the UK. Which was the first incident of its kind in 175 years. Long time. Wow. She's not dead, so
good news.
You know. Well, yeah. But do you know when the last death by shark in UK waters was?
175 years.
No.
176 years ago.
No.
177 years ago.
It's quite a lot.
Yeah, never.
Just 66 years ago. 66 years ago. Okay. Now, here's the second bit of trivia. Can you tell me how they died by shark?
Did they have their legs bitten off?
They did not.
They had their groin bitten off.
No.
I
bet it wasn't
that would be on point
water.
for this podcast. It was in the water.
Yeah.
Oh, did it fall off? Like how? Yeah, did it get squashed or something?
That's the closest. They were killed by exploding shark.
What do you mean exploding?
Two people off the coast of Cornwall. Right. So they were Navy divers, right, who were training off the coast of Cornwall. And there was a shark that had been seen and it was starting to so quite rare anyway. And it was starting to pester these Navy divers and even tried to bite one of them at one point. So 4 of them got in a boat and went, right, we're going to sort this shark out. And they started dropping bombs in the water and then turning away from it, so that it would explode the shark. But what happened is the shark, I don't know, ingested a bomb, and then instead of going away from the boat, it followed the boat and exploded underneath the boat and killed 2 of the 4.
Oh, wow.
You know when they talk about Darwin Awards.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mind that exploding shark, everybody.
I mean,
But
it sounds
I
like the
don't know
plot
who
of
okayed that plan. Like, that really does feel like something that was always going to backfire.
I mean, it seems like it was thought up on the hoof a little bit, doesn't it? It doesn't seem like this is like our natural shark attack tactic is to do this. It's like, Jerry, there's a shark. Oh, I've not written that page.
Let's get some TNT, buddy.
Bombs.
But also, though, who just carries around bombs?
Well, they're in
Like
the
the
Navy,
Navy.
so I assume.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, so they had easy.
If anyone
access, I
has
guess.
access to the bomb.
But I mean, like that's like misuse of company property, really. I mean,
Unless they
sackable
were,
offense.
unless they were dropping truth bombs on that shark.
Ooh.
All right, Jim, I was going down a different route. Baby shark, boom, boom, ba boom, ba boom. That would be the headline to the story.
How many years ago is this, by the way? Again,
66, I think. It's
So-
okay.
so are we all right? We're all right to laugh at people dying if it's 66 years ago, aren't we?
I think,
Yeah,
I think,
I think-
tastefully, yeah.
Thank you for your service. I think that's what we say. Isn't
I always think,
Hey,
'cause
they
I-
killed the
I-
shark, so
Yeah, well done them. I went on we went on a boat trip up and down the Thames in London, and we went past Aldgate, and the commentary went, "Oh, and this is Aldgate, where Jack the Ripper, killed however many people," and then there was like a comedic scream, and it's like, how soon after something are you allowed to laugh at it? Because there are probably places you could go in the UK where they wouldn't be ready for that right now.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. 66 years. I think we've worked that out tonight,
Okay,
Jack.
okay, that's about it.
66 years.
You know what? I'm disappointed in myself because I did some serious research to find an article for this evening, and I did not come across that one.
Oh God, Brad, what did you come up with? It's your turn.
Mine is so mild. However, mine actually is thematic. It ties into how you introduced the show. It was about Yorkshire's rudest places.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
Yorkshire has some of the rudest places, the names of the places, which are amazing. So, but I didn't realize it was, what did you say it was, Jim?
Yorkshire Day.
Yorkshire Day.
Of course, you realised it was Yorkshire Day. You look
I
at
must-
all your Yorkshire Day cards. Father Yorkshire came down the chimney.
Oh, hold on. Whoa. Actually, wait.
You got
I
a
do
flat
have
cap
question.
on.
Yes,
You hid 20p in the Yorkshire pudding.
yeah, exactly. And then you took it right back out again because you're not giving it away. You're not made of money.
I do have a question though. What is Yorkshire Day? Like, because you said it was Yorkshire Boxing Day. Like, what is this all about?
Well, no, that was I was embellishing a little bit.
Okay,
Yorkshire,
all right.
Yorkshire Day is a day. It's just one of the. I think every county has its own day, doesn't it? But because Yorkshire's the biggest and, as the advert used to say, most magnificent county, it
what
likes
they
to
say.
shout about it a bit louder than many others, including Lancashire.
You got to remember though, Jim. I'm a foreigner. I'm going to take what you say at face value.
Oh yeah, no, and I'm going to use that to my advantage at some point.
Sake, you've exposed the chink in your armor, Brad. That's going to get abused in future episodes, mate.
Yeah, Brad. So we just dropped bombs on sharks. So
Yeah, what? Crazy.
You don't do that in South Africa.
All right. So anyway, so I just want to quickly just list a couple of the names, which Jim, I'm sure maybe you might be able to verify or deny.
yeah,
But there are a couple of names here for places in Yorkshire, and one of them is Penistone.
pronounced Peniston, but yes, it is spelt Penistone.
Oh, I'm going to emphasize this as dirty as I possibly can. Yeah. Sex
After
Hound?
my favourite dance actor, CC Penistone.
Yeah, it's CC from Peniston. Yeah, yes, Sex How, which is on the way to Whitby, from my house, if you wanted to know.
Nice. Nether thong.
Yep. And have you got the one that goes with nether thong as well? There's an upper thong also.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, near Huddersfield. Yeah.
Hold on. Is this not? It's not in this article.
What?
This is
Okay.
bullshit.
They've not interviewed real Yorkshire people. They should have got
No.
involved. He writes a good article. dadsnet.com if you'd like to see one.
Yeah. Get him in. I mean, this one's brilliant. Crackpot.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. Hoo hole.
Yeah. I don't know where Who Hole is, but I've heard it, but I don't know where it is.
Okay. Wet wang.
Wet Wang. Yeah, that's
Wet
a
Wang
place.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's the-
East Yorkshire.
Actually pronounced wet one. I'm joking. And lumbutts. Lumbutts. I mean, like what went on when people naming some places in Yorkshire? Like, was it? But I guess back then it probably didn't have any semblance to the connotations we have now.
I think they've all got kind of changed over time. But the one that I mentioned at the start, Ticklecock Bridge in Castleford, the council genuinely a few years ago tried to change it to Tickle Tot or something like that, and the residents got so cross they wanted it to return to Ticklecock. Take it back.
It's a cock and it'll always be a cock. Don't try and change it.
It's
PC
like,
gone mad.
It's like I know, like there's a street just not too far from me in Radlett, which is, and I know there's a Scottish definition for it, but it's a street called Faggots Close.
Right.
Okay, my favourite was when I lived in Birmingham. There was two. There's a place called Minge Lane. Big fan of that, guys. And there was a brilliantly placed pub called the Cock Inn at Bell End. So when I used to do that on my travel, it'd be like, there's problems at the Cock Inn in Bell End. And I mean, that brought me many a smile whilst doing a travel bulletin on the radio.
Thanks to Dark Knight.
There's a place in Sussex called Upper Dicker, and whenever I saw that, I couldn't help but say, Upper Dicker, hardly know her.
Hey. Dark Knight says the place in Durham called Pity Me, and I'm presuming this is Paul who sent this one in. He says Dildo, Newfoundland in Canada.
Canada.
Oh, sorry, it's Newfoundland, isn't it? I forgot that's how you pronounce it. Newfoundland.
And also, Paul, whilst you're listening, is it Quebec or Quebec? And how's it going to verify that, by the way? Because I've heard a lot of people prefer it to be called Quebec rather than Quebec. Just asking for a friend.
We will find out. Our Canadian correspondent is on it.
Anyone got any other questions for Canada? Paul is listening live right now. Get him in the comments.
I mean,
guys.
I've started watching Canada's Drag Race, so I've got plenty to ask.
Quebec, it verified. It's Quebec,
and he's French speaking as well, isn't he? So there you go. There was the answer.
That other word he's posted, is that French?
yeah, I think so.
I think you'll find, Paul, it's lassos. All right, mate. Masculine or feminine.
I was going to say, how in Yorkshire, how do you pronounce that, Jim?
Well, arseholes. Yeah.
Ow.
That's what Paul also sent, which I'm not sure if it's a place in Canada or it's just really a review of this show. It could be either.
It's fine as long as you give it 5 stars on Apple.
5 stars. They're all assholes. This is Loose Dads from Dadsnet. On the way next, we'll be answering some big questions of the week from Dadsnet Dads. Hey, how you doing? This is Loose Dads from Dadsnet. Just to sum up, the reason that Paul sent the word arseholes is because that's his thoughts on the people from Quebec. Are we saying Quebec? Yeah,
Quebec.
Yeah. So if you're a person from Quebec, bonjour. And
bonjour, asshole.
Arsehole.
Bienvenue à Les Pères Loose. And
May I say once again, these are not the views of Dad's Net.
cannot be held responsible for anyone who texts in or for Brad. So let's answer some big questions of the week.
The big question of the week.
The big question of the week.
This is where some dads write some questions on the Dadsnet forums, and we take some and try to answer them to the best of our abilities. Now, this is going to be tough for a couple of you that you won't have gone through this, but you might be able to give a perspective from the other way. So this person says, "Hey, Dad, my son is going to primary school this month. Every time I think about it or see a picture of him when he was a baby, I get emotional. Is this a normal thing? How did you guys cope when your kids went to school?" Now, my kids are at school. Brad's kids are at school. Sparky's and Jack's are not yet.
They're still at home ruining our lives. So
Jake starts in September.
Does he? So he's going
Yeah.
very soon. Oh, my goodness. So you're actually in this position now. Or not in this position now. Are you the opposite? You can't wait for him to go.
Come on,
son. Off you go.
it does feel like it is weirdly emotional, because that's like a real people thing, you know. That's like what actual humans do, not babies. And so yeah, it weirdly emotional. I haven't cried yet, but I think I probably will on the morning of, when he's there with his book bag and his jumper and all that.
Or Jack, if you're like me, because of the Scythe Telepram, you won't even usher out a tear.
Possibly,
Like,
possibly.
it's there, but it won't.
Yeah, there's that day when you drop them off and like they're in the uniform that's about 20 sizes too big, so you get the wear out of it, and they go into that building and you know, oh my goodness, they're going in there and they're going to be there 5 days a week, and then you think, oh my god, I'm not paying for childcare anymore. This is amazing.
I mean, that'll move me to tears. Yeah.
Guys, I had the most trippy experience, right? Was a couple weeks back, was the last time I got to walk Logan into school, into primary school.
Yeah.
That felt weird. And what killed me though for parent guilt was I was scheduled to go and actually pick him up as well that same day, but I got called into a last minute work meeting, so I missed his final pickup from school, like primary school. So like that does pain me as well a little bit, because I'm like, oh man, like I was there for his first drop off and pickup, and I was there for his last drop off, but I wasn't there for the final pickup. And it blows your mind though, because it's like this little human that you've literally spent day in and day out keeping alive and teaching and nourishing is growing up into this independent entity who's needing you less and less on certain things.
Yeah,
so it's very emotional.
When they come back from school in that reception year and they tell you stuff that you haven't taught them, it's weird. Or you know, it's like, oh my god, you've learned that somewhere else. How's that happened? It's weird. It's strange.
Oh man, no, now you're making me nervous. Like that whole, you have to share them more. Like I guess that's part of it. You're like, oh god.
If it's any consolation though, as Jim said, when they come back and they teach you that, and you go, oh man, like I didn't tell you that. Someone else did. And then you get homework. And then you're like, I can't wait to send you back to school.
Please don't find the answers. We'd like to know. Yeah, my son's just finished reception, that feels weird. It feels like it's only 10 minutes since he started reception and we had this whole thing, and then now he's finished and he's going into year one. He won't be the youngest in the school, and I'll turn up in September and there'll be kids going into reception that look like babies again, and he'll look like some kid who knows what he's doing at school, because you're always thinking, oh, how will he know how to go and get his food? How will he know what to do? And it's obvious they show him, and all the other kids are in the same position, but you think obviously your special little one is the one.
Did you guys ever have this in primary school when you started, or even secondary school, when you were like let's just say you started in reception or year one. Whenever you looked at the year sixes, did they look huge to you? Like
Yeah.
age-wise. And then you get to year six and you're like, we don't look that big. Right.
No.
And then you move on to secondary school and it's the same. Sorry, it's the same thing. And it was the same thing with my kids. Like when Logan started reception, I was like, oh, he looks so small. And the year sixes, man, they look huge. And then when he gets to year six, I'm like, man, they don't look that big.
Are they ready for secondary school? It's a tough place. Like,
yeah, dude. Wow.
But Brad, that carries on throughout life. You know, as a kid, you look at your dad and you go, "There's someone who put shit together," and then you become a dad and you go,
so true. Like, do you still get the moments like where you go, oh, I'm a dad, that's my kid? Like, does that still happen like later on? Because like it's happened this week. I was like, that's my son. Like I'm like 2.5 years ago, I was a complete ridiculous. Like, I still am, but do you know what I mean? Like I was even more ridiculous than I am now. I've kept this thing alive.
Yeah.
Like, that's mine. I made that.
Like, yeah, and then you think, I'm gonna have to make a decision in a second, and that decision's gonna have consequences.
Yeah.
And can someone else make that decision for me? Much easier. This question says, okay, dads, hit me up. Best recommendations on how to clean sticky, greasy paw prints off TVs. Anyone got any experience from their time as dads? This might help dads with younger kids. You must have sticky hands on the telly, Sparky, right? Not just yours either, Jackson's as well.
Yeah, I'm getting better at washing my hands, but Jackson still refuses. I don't know. Like, I feel like the wet wipe is the answer to most things. I mean, even
No, never put a wet wipe to an LCD. No,
I don't know. It's all right. Like, I'm really like I'm not. I don't know what TV I've got. I'm quite into just looking at the picture. I don't know what I use. Mr. Sheen polish and a Sorry, Brad. I don't know how am I doing this wrong. Mr. Sheen and one of them, anti-static, dry, quick things.
I just use soap and water.
It doesn't bleach work. That's all right. Isn't it?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
All right. Well, we seem to have.
Can't take this guy. My heart can't take this.
We've got our very own Mrs. Hinch over here. So, Brad, go on then.
Well, no, I was going to say. Firstly, obviously, Dark Knight's got it sussed.
Yeah,
TV mount that son of a bitch, so the kids cannot get anywhere near it.
Yeah,
but no, you
put
just
that telly on the wall. Definitely.
You got to go and get the sort of the ethanol mix that they sell for your screens, right? Because that doesn't break down the LED screen itself. Yeah, hose it down. Yeah, very nice. No!
Just imagine.
And then get, which I found has absolutely been amazing the last year or so, is a microfiber cloth.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Microfiber cloths are the nuts. They don't scratch your surfaces and they help get them really, really clean. But please, for the love of God, do not take a wet wipe to your screen. That will damage the screen itself.
Quick wipe, dry it off after. I mean, it's all right, Brad.
No!
It's a lot less hassle, isn't it? Go and find some ethanol mix. Go and find a microfiber cloth.
No.
We don't all shop at the Ritz. Come on.
Jackson, go and get my ethanol mix. Don't spill any on yourself. I've got a TV to clean.
Jackson, go get the hose pipe. We've got to spray that. You got to get yourself like one of those jet wash things.
I mean, that would be a TikTok video as well. We are on TikTok, by the way. I mean, I've never done anything for it. I don't follow it. And
so why should you? But please, if you'd like to, it's at Loose Dads.
Someone nicked. I wanted to be Bewildered Dad on TikTok, and I've got to be Bewildered Dad 3 because there's two others apparently, which I think is ridiculous because it's a stupid name, and I'm stuck with it. But they don't have to have it. But yeah, anyway, so I refuse to go on TikTok. I'm boycotting it, but we're on there, so you
could send us the content to put up on the Loose Dads TikTok.
Yeah, it could do. But I'm boycotting it.
My problem, right, is so working in this industry, I like in terms of like social media platforms and whatnot, I feel like my face is just too old for TikTok.
There's probably a filter you could use for that, though.
Very true. Yeah,
Plenty available.
That's
go
it.
back to 18 years old.
It's not really 18-year-olds on TikToks. They're all in their 40s, but they've just got.
Jim sussed it. He sussed it for you.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Right, but we are on there. Follow us on the streams and the things and the internet. It would be great. We really would like to have you there. Go and support us on Patreon, patreon.com/loosedads. Give us a review on Apple Podcasts, 5 stars, and whatever you want to say, even if it is just the word arseholes. It doesn't matter. Although I don't think you'll be allowed to do that. Apple are a bit picky about that sort of thing. Follow us on Spotify and give us a review as well. And thank you very much for doing all of that. And hello to the Dark Knight, whose 70-year-old dad is on TikTok. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, whoa. Dark Knight, what is his username or his handle, please? Because I need to see the kind of content that this 70-year-old man is putting out there.
Dark Knight's dad 13, probably. Thank you very much to Sparky.
Thanks, gents.
Thank you very much to Brad.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you to Jack.
Thank you very much.
We will be live streaming next Tuesday, 8:30 on the internet, Dadsnet Facebook page and all of that. Or you can just pick this up wherever you get your podcasts. So we'll see you then. Bye.
Don't forget, thank you very much to our executive producer, Connor Sned.
That's very, very true. Well done,
Ever
Connor.
appreciate, Connor.
Thanks
Good
for your hard
episode
work this week.
Yeah. Good work, Connor. Well done.
Right, I'm going to press the button now.
Loose Dads, a Dadsnet original podcast.